one of the first things you're going to see is what is the number of triangles within each polygon. And so the first one's pretty easy and almost tricky, because if you start with a three-sided polygon called a triangle, and you're asked how many triangles are in a triangle, it's like almost so easy that it's hard. How many triangles are in a triangle? Just one. Okay. Yep. Then you're going to start adding sides. So if this has 3 sides, the next one is going to be a quadrilateral with 4 sides. And that's going to have 4 sides. So we're going to pick a vertex. I like this one right here, but you can pick any of the 4 vertices that you like. And you're going to draw in as many diagonals from that one vertex as you can. Can I draw a diagonal from this corner to this corner? No. Can I draw a diagonal from this corner to this corner? Yes. So I'm going to dash it in. And that separates my quadrilateral into how many triangles? 2. I have 1, 2 triangles. So a quadrilateral has 2 triangles inside of it. Okay? Now let's draw a 5-sided polygon, and it has a special name called a pentagon. There's a special building in Washington, D.C. called the Pentagon because it has 5 sides to it. Okay, how many of you have seen a picture of the Pentagon before? It's a pretty cool aerial shot. Okay, so you're going to pick one vertice. I like the one up top. Okay, and you can't ever draw a diagonal to the vertice that's right next to it, but you can draw a vertice to all, or a diagonal to all the other 2 vertices. Okay, when you draw in the diagonal, that creates how many triangles inside of a pentagon? 3. 3. You've got 1, 2, 3 triangles inside of that pentagon. Anybody see a pattern starting to happen? Amelia.
It almost seems like every time you add a line, another triangle occurs.
Yes.
In the pattern.
Yes. Good. Okay. So what if I give you a tricky one, like a 99-sided polygon? Okay. How many of you could draw a 99-sided polygon? Little bit tricky. If you Googled it, you could probably get Google to come up with one, but it's really hard to draw. In fact, beyond an octagon, polygons are pretty hard to draw. Okay, they just are. Okay, but anyone think they know how many triangles would be inside of a 99-sided polygon?
98.
You are so close.
97.
97. And how did you get 97?
It's 2 less.
It's 2 less. So you start with 99, you subtract 2, you get 97 triangles inside of a 99-sided polygon. Okay? So could I give you any random number of sides of a polygon and you could tell me how many triangles are in there? Yes. By just taking that number, then we'll call it n, and subtracting 2. Whatever number it is, subtract 2, and that's going to tell you how many triangles are inside of that polygon. We'll call it an n-sided polygon. Okay? Now, we need to keep going. Okay? Now, we want to find out how many degrees total are in the polygon. So we call that the sum of all the interior angles. And we start with the triangle because that's the easiest one, and we did it all first semester. Over and over, we talked about how many degrees were in a triangle.
180.
180. Okay? Because there's one, I gotta squeeze that one in front of there, one triangle. We multiply it by 180. That means 180 degrees total. Okay? Now let's look at a quadrilateral. How many triangles did we create here? 2. So we're going to say 2 times each of those. And we get how many degrees?
18 times 2.
All right. You guys can definitely see that you're going to need a calculator for this, right? Okay, so if you take 2 and you multiply it by 180, you get 360 degrees. Okay? All right. Now, with a pentagon, we created 3 triangles inside of it. So we say 3 times 180 degrees. If you multiply that out, you should get 540 degrees. Okay? When your pentagon has 99 sides, that creates 97 triangles inside. So you multiply 97 times 180 degrees. That is 17,460 degrees. Okay? Is it possible that I could give you any sided polygon and you could figure out how many degrees total would be in that polygon? Yes. You could take the n minus 2. You have to subtract 2 from the number of sides and multiply it by 180 degrees. Okay? Now that you know the total number of degrees within a polygon, could you get just one interior angle? Or sometimes you'll hear it worded as each. Okay? So, if the total degrees, and we'll go back to the triangle, is 180, and we have 3 vertices, how many is each of them going to be? We have to divide it up equally, right? By the number of angles. So we take 180 and we divide it by 3, we get what? 60. Right? On an equilateral triangle, it's 60, 60, 60. You guys remember doing that?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's do a quadrilateral. If a quadrilateral has 360 degrees, and you divide by the number of vertices, so it has 1, 2, 3, 4, or the number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to discover that they're the same. Each of those angles should be how many degrees?
180, right?
No, 90. You take 360 with your calculator and divide it by 4, you're going to get 90 degrees. Okay? Now let's do a pentagon. Pentagon has 5 sides. We divided it into 3 triangles, got the total degrees by multiplying by 180. So we take that number and divide it by evenly the number of sides, which was 5. And what did I get? 108. Okay. Now let's do our 99-sided polygon. We subtracted 2 to get the number of triangles. Then we multiplied it by 180. And we got 17,460. So we divide it by the number of sides. Not by the number of triangles, but we need to divide it by the number of sides. This one I got a decimal answer, and so I needed to round. So instead of using equal sign, what kind of sign should I use here?
The equal thing.
The wavy one, okay? I got 176.4 degrees. Okay? Now, all we did with this is one more step, which was we took this and divided it by the number of sides. So if we have n minus 2 times 180, all you need to do to get one of them is divide that by the number of sides, n. So the number of sides gets plugged into this twice. It's plugged in here, subtract 2, multiply it by 180, then divide by the number of sides again. Okay? Now we're going to do the hardest one. The hardest one is all of the exterior angles, what is their sum? And the answer for a triangle is 360 degrees. The answer for a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. The answer for a pentagon is 360 degrees. The answer for a 99-sided polygon is 360 degrees. The answer for a polygon of any number of sides is always 360 degrees. That's why I said it was the hardest one. Always the answer. Okay? And the last one is when you have one exterior angle. Since the answer is always 360, you start with 360 and you divide by the number of sides. So a triangle has 3 sides, so 360 divided by 3 is going to be 120. Then you do a quadrilateral, 360 divided by its 4 sides is going to be 90 degrees. And then a pentagon, always 360 divided by the number of sides 5. You should get 72 degrees. On a 99-sided polygon, the total is 360, but you divide by its 99 sides. And again, you're going to get a weird decimal. So use a wavy equal sign and say 3.6 degrees. And then the pattern is just to always start with 360 and just divide by the number of sides.